Ready to do something crazy? Okay, let's try something interesting. I have the tarot dice. I can't move this because the dice are already loaded inside, but this is the tarot dice. If you don't have this, you can get this on Amazon for less than $20. It comes with the container, the mat, which you can't really see right now, the dice, which you'll see in a minute, as well as the booklet explaining everything. So if you don't have it, oh my gosh, get it. It's just a great tarot or tarot tool to have. So here we go. This is going to take a little bit of time. So click, clack, click. Let's get going. Okay, what I have here are my astrology dice. I have my astrology, planetary, and numerology. So let's start off with that. We have Scorpio. 8. I can't seem to roll anything but an 8 lately. 8, manifestation. If you want to know your birth numerology number, take your birth date. So let's say if you were born January 1st, 1999, you'd add 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. Do you get it? January 1, January 1st, 1999. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. If you get two numbers at the end, add those together, get one number, that's your birth number. So for me, I'm an 8. So 8 is also representative of manifestation. Okay, and then, I have to re-roll that one because that's not one of the 9 planets. There we go. Neptune. Sacrifice. Could represent someone who's got an addictive personality, has addiction problems, somebody who's super spiritual. Neptune represents sacrifice. Okay, so we have sacrifice, Scorpio, and 8, which is manifestation. All right. What I've done is I've taken all of the numbers and put them where there's a 1, a 2, a 3. I put the corresponding cards. Okay, so now we have our meanings. Now I'm going to take the dice, and what we do is we take the dice, we have messed them all up, we've taken them and loaded them into the tube, and now we roll it once, twice, one more time. Okay, then what we want to do is take off our cap, and now we're going to pull the dice out as such, oopsie, one by one, like this. So we have here, and oops, here, I think that was, I don't want to mess up what direction they come in because it matters. And we're just going to go one by one as they come out. Last but not least. Okay, there we go. Now, if they are sideways, okay, if they are like this is definitely inverted. So if they're sideways, I'll just automatically put them upright because if they're inverted, but if they're sideways, you don't really know. So it's better just to go upright. That's my personal preference. If you want to make them automatically inverted, feel free. So this is what we're doing, something totally new. I've never done this before. Hey, let's see how it goes. It could go far off the rails and go terrible, but that could be fun too. Starting off with, we have the 1 of Cups. Now, this is what I love, and this is why I love filming when I do random stuff like this. The 1 is new beginning. This is new beginning. This is a 1. So here we have a 1 and a 1 and a 1. So you could say to yourself, that's coincidental. It's a coinkydink. Well, that's what you want to think. Okay, you're welcome to it. I can tell you this, if you won the lottery every single week, like the big, lottos or whatever they call them, Powerballs or whatever. If you won millions and millions and millions of dollars every single time you played, how many times would you have to win before you believed it wasn't a coincidence? I think twice would do it, wouldn't you? Most people, if you won twice, they would say you're cheating, it's a scam. People would suspect something is up. Well, when it's 1, 2, and 3, something is up. So this isn't a coincidence, this is a message. Okay, new beginning. Cups represents emotions. So the beginning of new emotions, an emotional state, emotional feelings. Okay, there you go. Next we have 2. So we have 2, and then 2 is patience. And then here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of swords, but it's inverted. It's inverted. 7 of swords usually represents a betrayal or someone being dishonest. So in this case, when you thought somebody was betraying you and being dishonest, you were incorrect. They were not. Do you see how these swords are going every which way? So no matter how anyone comes at you, they're gonna get cut. Because right now you're kind of like a I think you're okay. You're kind of like you're sharp edged. You're like a cactus. Like if anyone comes to hug you, it's like it's painful. So this inverted means that you think someone has been dishonest with you and betrayed you, but they actually haven't. Perhaps maybe the person that betrayed and was dishonest was you. Sometimes we have to look at ourselves and be honest. Now, if you do feel betrayed and do feel someone was being dishonest with you, then there's still something that you're missing. There's still some facts, figures, something, either they come across that way and didn't mean to, something. There's something happening here. You need to have patience. Let that, figure that out. Give it some time. Next, we have 3 and 3 here. 3 is creativity, collaboration, communication. We have the Fool. So the Fool can go a couple of different ways, representing the innocence, taking that leap of faith. And some people would say, well, you're a fool if you don't check first what's down there before you, walk off that cliff, if you know the scene on the Rider-Waite card. Okay, the dog's trying to prevent him from stepping over, and if the guy goes, he's going to take the dog with him. Sometimes other people pay the I want to make sure I word this correctly. Sometimes other people have to pay the same consequence. Either you're not paying the consequence and they pay it for you, or they're getting the consequence as much as you are, but they didn't deserve it or didn't earn it, or you know where I'm going with this. So this is representing what is behind you in the past. So being the Fool. You're done being the fool. They're done being the fool. They're done with you just, blindly walking off the cliff, and you're done being told not to blindly walk off the cliff. It's like a whole thing of, everyone kind of needs to grow up and kind of realize that everyone needs to go on their individual paths and figure things out. But at some point, maybe, just maybe, things could be understood and worked out. It's going to take some creativity, some collaboration, and a lot of communication. Okay? Next, we have perseverance. So perseverance, this is what you have to work with. Okay? Perseverance. We have the 2 of Wands. So 2 represents patience, and Wands, so future planning and work. What you have to work with, you have perseverance. You have the ability to get through it, to work through it, to stand strong. You are a warrior. You're a warrior. Female. Definitely female. To any men who may or may not be watching right now, I do apologize. But don't think of it like I'm not talking about you. What I'm saying is then you're dealing definitely with the female. And whoever's watching this is definitely a strong female or dealing with a strong female, or you're both strong females because there's two. So I'm just letting you know. Okay, next we have here for 5. So with 5, that which you are leaving behind. What you are leaving behind. This 5 represents change, okay? What you're leaving behind. 3 of Swords. Swords represents our thoughts, our mental state. So what you're leaving behind is heartache. The truth is going to come out. So this heartache that you're feeling, either you've broke someone's heart or someone's broke your heart, or you've broken each other's hearts. And I don't necessarily mean this in a romantic sense. It could be friend, family, whatever. But there's 3 swords here. So you and someone, and then there's something, a third part of this, not necessarily a third person, but a third part. There's something else that's there that's causing a lot of this. So figure out what that third thing is. Is it bad communication, bad collaboration, bad advice, bad behaviors? There's something. It all needs to change. Okay? It all needs to change. Next we have 6, which represents love. And remember, it's not always romantic. This represents your desires. And what's interesting is that it's... Oops. I think I just flipped that. I think it wasn't this the world? Oh no. Darn it. I'm almost positive. I think I just flipped it, but I'm pretty sure that was the world. Oh, I apologize. If it's different, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that was the world. So you have, you have the world. So that's kind of self-explanatory. So you've got everything and everywhere and all the options, it's kind of like complete, but then starts again. That makes sense. Next, we have 7, which is personal growth. Who or what is going to change things? Who or what is going to change things? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of Cups. Manifestation, emotions. So, walking away. Either you've had to walk away from something or someone walked away from you. There's a feeling of abandonment. Someone is no longer there. Someone is no longer there. In the physical sense. So someone's either moved away, or someone's not communicating with you, or someone has passed. Physically, they're not present. So either you've walked away from them, they've walked away from you, but everyone's feeling abandoned. So you felt that I'm going to come back to that. Okay, with 8, your attitude at the time of this reading. So we have 8, manifestation. So they're bringing in our 8. Now remember, we've got this, which is sacrifice. So there's been a sacrifice here. So there's been a massive loss. Someone's given up something or lost something. Massive. We have the Scorpio. So something stung. Something stung. Like hard. So here we've got the 8. So we have 8 manifestation. So we have the 9 of Wands. So 9 is complete. Wands is action. It's an ongoing battle. Something is just ongoing. It's never ending. Like, you would think because of this other stuff that it would be okay. Well, I don't have to deal with this anymore. It's done, but it's not. It just somehow keeps manifesting itself. It keeps going. So even though it's a 9, which is complete, it should be complete. It's not. It's actually it's ongoing. In a sense, okay. All right, here's what I'm getting on this. It's like the battle's over and you're wounded. Like I'm envisioning, like, in the Rider-Waite, like I'm envisioning the scene. So like you're standing, you have true resolve. You're still guarding. You're still protecting. You're very wounded, and the battle's over, but you're still there, like still overlooking, still like ready to go if it kicks on again. I guess is the best way I could describe it. Next, we have the 9, which is how events will evolve. So we have the Queen of Swords. So how things will evolve. Well, our mental status, our minds, the way we're thinking it's done, it's complete, but it's not, because there's wounds that have to heal and they haven't healed. So they have to heal. So in order for that to happen, you have to be honest with yourself, honest with others. Others have to be honest with themselves, honest with what they've done to you or what you've done to them. Look, I'm not a mind reader. I don't speak with the dearly departed. I don't predict the future. Okay? I'm just a messenger, and all I can tell you is this. It's either sometimes we're the asshole, sometimes they're the asshole. You have to decide and figure out which one's which, because you know more than I do. Okay? It's night or day. It has to be one or the other. Right? Even if it's the sun's just coming up, right? It's still technically, when the sun comes up and there's light, that's considered daytime. You could say, well, it's not really daytime yet. Well, okay, but it's more leaning towards that. And then at night, as the sun's going down, okay, but there's still a little bit of sunlight, you could say, oh, well, it's nighttime. And other people would say, no, it's still technically daytime. Well, yeah, okay, it could be either way. Do you see what I'm saying? But is that worth arguing over? You know, there's something else that's being missed if we're arguing over this. I don't know if this is making sense. So that's what that is. Okay, 10, we have effects others have on you. Karma. We have the King of Cups in reverse. So we have someone that's normally very strong and very protective who, the cups are our emotions. And that's reversed. So we're feeling very out of control. We're feeling very submissive. We're feeling we can't fix anything. We can't control anything. We can't do anything. We're feeling very much not ruling the castle, and not kind of knowing what to do. Next we have 11, and we have negative or positive. This is your guidance. Whatever this message is, negative or positive. Okay? It's for the individual. This is a message for you. And we have the Empress inverted. So Empress is like Mother Nature, like the mothering, nurturing, loving parent or family, or person. And it's reversed. So I would have to say that you're definitely not dealing with, it's definitely not a child, like your son or your daughter. It's definitely not like that. It's With you, you're not, it's not a parental situation. That one's got me a little bit stumped. I'm going to have to think about that one just for a minute because I'm missing something on that and I've got to come back. The future, well, where you will be in the future surroundings. Okay, always teaching, always learning. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have the 8 of Pentacles. But it's in reverse. 8, manifestation. Pentacles, domestic, work, money. Normally it's hard work and success. If it's inverted, you're not working hard enough and you're not succeeding in what you need to succeed in right now. Right now, things are blurred, lines are blurred, emotions are blurred, health, something. There's a blockage. There's something happening. You're not only not teaching, but you're also not learning at this time. There needs to be a change in your personal growth. Okay, and finally we have 13. A conclusion to this. So we have the Knight of Swords. So we have action, emotions, taking action with our emotions. So somebody is not emotions, our thoughts, our mental state. Our thoughts and our mental state. It's swords, not cups, sorry. So the Knight of Swords. So taking action to change your mental status, your thoughts, your mental, whatever you have formed in your mind and decided this is what it is, may not be. Okay? It just might not be. So taking action, it takes a lot of effort and you need to persevere with this because make sure where your mental state is, where your mind is, how you're thinking about things. If you think you're 100% right, you may not be. You may not be. Really go back and look at it and check it and see what is really, really, really happening and going on. Okay, so what I've done is given you the literal message from what the numbers represent, which the numbers are there, 1 through 13. So I can't manipulate those or change those. Those are what they are. So there's definitely needs to be a new beginning. There has to be a new beginning, okay? Lots of patience. We need to change the sharpness that's going on, that you've got swords going in even every direction. You've built this wall of thorns around you. That needs to come down. You need to really make sure that you are not, don't be the fool, but don't be, don't lose your innocence in that sense. Be smart about things. As far as future planning goes, you need to persevere and really be strong and know, where you're headed and what's going on. Really sit down and plan it and think about it and plan it. Don't just kind of go by the seat of your pants because, we need to be one step ahead of ourselves. And, change has to come in order for all that heartache and heartbreak. There has to be some sort of a change that happens to get us out of that. Because the world is there. The world is there. World's at your feet kind of sort of thing. Personal growth. With that 8 of Cups, I know that, you either feel abandoned or had to abandon. You've either someone walked away or you walked away. I know you feel that you had to, or they felt they had to. And the thing about it is that if you walked away or abandoned something or feel abandoned by something, you really need to go in there and really look at it and make sure you're seeing everything very, very clearly. You have the Nine of Wands, ongoing battle, true resolve. So make sure that battle, whatever's going on, that's still going on, make sure you're not just fighting a war of one, a war with yourself. Make sure that, whatever you can't change, you have to accept. Whatever you can change for the better, you need to put in that effort. At the end of the day, you just really need to protect yourself, your emotions, and your mental state, and make sure that you are balanced and not just like, jumping on that horse and riding in there and just like, raw. You have to like really know where you're at here, because, the Scorpio has that stinger, and with Neptune, with that sacrifice, and then 8 with the manifestation that we have. Be careful what you're sacrificing or what you have sacrificed. If you've suffered from a loss, then, hopefully you're dealing with that in a positive way. And if you are causing someone to sacrifice and lose, then, you're more on the Scorpio side. You really need to take a look at that. The 8 in the middle of the manifestation, everyone has the ability in this situation to make it better. Someone just has to make the choice to make it better. And if the other person, if you're dealing with somebody else who's not choosing to make it better, then there's nothing else you can do. So we have to decide which one are we? Are we the one creating it, or are we the one suffering from it? And you know who you are. So that is my reading for today. This is the first time I've ever done it like this. So tell me what you think. Make your comments. It's kind of an unusual way, but I like to use different tools in different ways to see what comes out of it. Because why not?